Yes.
Here we are in Sedona with one of our impromptu sessions. We're doing a little Theology, Cosmology chat today with Raquel Spring.
Yeah, and you are? Who are you again?
Mathues, Imhotep, the author of the Seventh Seal and other deep disclosure sort of things that we'll chime upon as opportunity permits.
Yeah, beautiful. We'll talk more about that because you definitely have a very interesting body of work that I feel is very complementary to mine. And this is why we are here today.
Joining forces, and it's just the beginning, right? Mm-hmm. 2021 has lots of surprises, and this is one of them. Yeah. So new beginnings, new leaders, new systems. Yeah, all about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
What are you going to show us today?
Well, we were just having a spontaneous astrology moment here, and
analyzing some of our deep disclosure partners, but don't tell nobody.
But then what we are really interested here in talking about is a particular alignment that's happening today. So this is January 4th, 2021. Wow. Whew.
You said there was going to be a lot of energy over the 2, 3, 4 of this week. So is this part of what you're showing us? Remember you...
So this is going to begin officially in January 6th.
Okay.
We may only see this take effect a few days later, okay? Not necessarily immediately on January 6th, even though it could be. But we're having a very big focus from January 6th on in the sign of Taurus, which there's already a lot of intense, sudden disruptions, activations, revelations, aha moments, breakthroughs, breakups, all those. It's all emphasized right now of Taurus. But on January 6th, Mars enters Taurus. And Mars in astrology is known for being the great energizer.
Activator.
Mm-hmm. So on January 6th, he enters Taurus, literally energizing the affairs that are happening in Taurus. So, one thing right away that I'd recommend you to do is check and see where Taurus is in your chart.
Sounds like it could be a little sexy too. You got Venus, Taurus, Mars, there could be some...
Yes, maybe. Sex is highlighted, relationships are highlighted, but because it's got that unpredictable factor here, there's also a lot of, partnerships and things that are just all of a sudden having these revelations and either activations or,
forms of resolution.
Yeah, there's a lot of intense things. And so from January 6th, we're going to start having focus in the Taurus energy. And this is most importantly going to activate the grand conjunction that we had in Aquarius. January 6th. So we had the conjunction happen December 21st. But it's not until January 6th, 10th, and especially the 14th on that we're gonna really start to get a taste of those initial. This is a long 2,000-year cycle here, but we're heading for
some other aspects, adding some other flavors apparently, huh?
Yeah. So basically today, what's happening today is that Mercury and Pluto are conjunct. Okay, and you probably can't see this because it's really small, but I don't know if the camera can see this, but right over here, we've got the Sun, then right up ahead, we got Pluto and Mercury. Pluto is always a very sensitive character because Pluto is all about exposing everything, leaving nothing behind.
Overarching death and transformation.
Yeah. Pluto is the all or nothing. And Pluto is known for operating first with the greatest experience of disempowerment, leaving you feeling as, you're just so humbled by the reality of things, right? And it's known for just shattering and transforming. And we do get to a certain threshold with the Pluto energy where we're able to use that as our greatest point of power. Now, this requires a certain level of mastery because Pluto it doesn't hold back. So whatever you're feeling, it's like...
You know, in the Destiny cards, I'm in a year cycle of the Ace of Spades, which is also ruled by Pluto, you know, the death and transformation and spiritual initiation. I wonder if that's going to highlight somehow.
Interesting.
But wow, there's a lot of transformation in my life that's occurring too. So it's just awesome to learn about these sciences and to have a deeper appreciation of how we can transform and have the influences assisting us, or being aware that, you know, stay home.
Yeah, and it's just interesting to see the progression as well of these energies that open up these cycles of opportunities for us to experience, you know? So Pluto is the slowest moving planet, and, you know, Pluto has been there in that zone of 21, 23, 24, Capricorn for a long time. And as the planets, they come and conjunct it, it wakes up this energy of transformation that are correlated with the planet that's conjuncting it. So, you know, we've had a great portion, most of our 2020, it featured Saturn and Jupiter that were conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. So this had a lot to do with our society, with our belief systems, and, you know, obviously government and things like that we're undergoing this crumbling, this transformation aspect. But now now Saturn and Jupiter left. They're not conjunct Pluto anymore. Now they're carrying on with their story. So they've entered Aquarius. They started this new cycle for the planet. But what's happening today is that Mercury...
I was just thinking about that. Yeah, we're going to touch on it today.
Yeah, because after Mercury, we have the Sun. You see, the Sun is not too far behind. Then the Sun is going to come conjunct it. After that, Venus, which is heart and relationships, you know? So understanding the nature of these energies are important to understanding what is up for power and transformation. So what do you think of Mercury coming together with Pluto? Because Mercury is the mind, Mercury is communication.
It's also the god of, you know, wisdom, so it represents hidden wisdom, and probably coming together with Pluto probably would suggest some of these deeper initiations I was hinting
beautiful.
at.
I love it. He just goes straight to the heart and soul of the... I usually work my way up there, but yeah, long story short.
Okay.
Because, you know, like, okay, Mercury is our connections with others. It's our, you know, decision making, our planning, our negotiations, our speech, and, you know, with Pluto, which is all or nothing, this is a drastic aspect of transformation that we're going through here with the mind and the speech. So there is the level of the intensity of that experience with others. You know, this is where we can get into fights, into arguments, into opinionated, you know, this is where the, like, decisions culminate, and negotiations and partnerships and all those things that Mercury represents. So, you know, if you are feeling that in your reality, or if you're looking around and you're getting phone calls from your friends or family and it's just like, I don't know why, what's happening? You know, there's a lot of focus in Pluto right now. And right now it's very verbal, very mental. So there's that happening, and of course globally as well, we see that happening. But on the other hand, this is the empowerment of Pluto, and this is for the people that are aware, doing the work, and are aware of this power potential with Pluto, is using this combination, allowing the activations to come through, allowing the perceptions. Like, you were just telling me how you had this idea recently to write another book, right? I mean, you've already written 3 books. It's crazy. So he's getting these downloads and inspirations for this new book that he just mentioned to me right now. I was like, oh my God, what an amazing book that's going to be, about revelations, right? Yeah,
the book of Revelations, and how it ties to the Book of the Dead, and the underlying understanding that there's a gospel in the stars, you know, that all the myths on the planet basically have a even older correlation, that in essence all the indigenous people have the same story. So how is that possible?
Yeah.
So this kind of hidden wisdom and the archetypes and all this has been around for millions of years. There's been civilizations that have come and gone that we don't even remember and don't have any record of.
But this, is the kind of oral tradition that's been passed along and recorded somehow in various ways, such as the Book of the Dead. So it's also interesting because
I love that. I can I be the first one to read
sure,
that book?
absolutely. It's also interesting because in some of my other book material, I highlight how, speaking of Mercury, it's the most invisible planet because you have to be up at the right time for 30 minutes because it's just going to come above the horizon and go away right away. And so that's also part of why in the book of Revelations it talks about become a morning star, and this is actually one of the ancient titles of becoming initiated in the hidden wisdom is to become a morning star. And so it's really powerful to have a deeper appreciation for these lost hidden wisdoms.
It definitely is. And Mercury is a planet that I've been, I've mentioned already to you. I am so ready to dive deeper into Mercury as a consciousness form, as a ray of evolution within us. And what you shared about this God of wisdom, I mean, whoever talks about Mercury in this way, this is incredible. This is taking it to the next level because it's showing us the possibility of what we have to create here. So if you have Pluto with the God of wisdom, I mean, this is where you have that window of opportunity for these transformative ideas, downloads to come from. Not to mention how we can also extend that to our connections, our negotiations, our friendships, and all the things that
we can tap these archetypal energies and information. And yes, there are certain beliefs that we need to go through different mystery schools to have these doors open to us, but it's really about the super earnest and heartfelt desire, knock and the door shall be open kind of thing.
Exactly.
And it's really powerful to realize that those archetypal wisdoms can be accessed. And significantly, when we talk about Mercury, we also have to have an appreciation that it represents Hermes. It's essentially all these same characters, Asclepius from
that were wisdom keepers,
as well as Imhotep, by the way. So all of these, carry that archetypal energy and are interchangeable in ancient stories. So again, as we said, all the ancient stories kind of refer to the same thing. These characters have played these roles over and over.
I would love to just have conversations with you about different planets and.
Well, I think we're going to be doing more of this, so we'll be able to tap into the archetypal appreciation of what all the characteristics represent.
Yeah, and kind of expand our vocabulary and our horizons here of what they each represent. And so that when we do have a Pluto and Mercury conjunction like we have today, we don't have to just stick to the breaking apart of communication and all of that, but we can look beyond. We can look at it as wisdom and the transformation that we are experiencing with that wisdom. So like the book you're sharing with me this morning, the fourth book that's going to be coming into,
hard to say exactly when.
That's a really good use of this energy, allowing yourself to go deep into the heart of the truth of things, and whether you're receiving that or you're reading that or you're connecting with someone, speaking with them, and that comes through. That's what Pluto and Mercury is. Transformation of wisdom. It does have a very spiritual component to Pluto, by the way. You're right.
Well, it's also interesting to realize that Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, right? The Scorpion energy that sits on the gate. I talk about 1122, by the way, as the Golden Gate. This is all just very synchronistic.
Yeah, where can we find this here? Do you sell it?
My Etsy shop, which is called Seventh Seal Activate.
Seventh Seal Activate in Etsy, okay.
But the understanding that
1122.
The cusp of 1122 is the Golden Gate, which is an access point for going into the higher dimensional realities and wisdom. And so, the keeper of the gate there is Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus is that serpent bearer that's mastered the wisdom, and directly across from Orion is the twin brother.
Yeah.
And there's this deeper story that emerges about these gatekeepers of the Silver Gate at 522 and directly across at 1122. But I was bringing up, and you can learn about all that in my videos and everything on YouTube, Mathues, Imhotep, if you look that up.
Amazing.
But specific to the interesting thing about, the Scorpion, right, is the high sign. The high side of that sign is the eagle or the phoenix.
Yes.
And that has to do with, the death.
Oh, right, the Scorpio.
Resurrection.
Okay.
So,
beautiful.
the ruler, Pluto, of this sign is all about going through that, deeper initiation so that you can transcend and ascend through the experiences of being initiated. So every aspect of this journey has an underlying story that's communicated through the constellations and the characters of the zodiac.
Fascinating. Wow. Amazing. I love that. And on a more, like a more basic level here, for me, this is all basic. This is all part of our reality just as much. But, on a more practical level here, this conjunction today is very much it's very positive overall. Because you see how the moon is also at the end of Virgo.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
29 degrees.
Yeah, so
Yep.
at the end of Virgo, and so is Vesta, which is our focus and commitment. So basically we have our focus and commitment and our emotional awareness connected in a positive, easy flow of energy with this transformational mental and communicative aspect that's happening. So this is very much allowing, for example, partners to come together and just like, all right, let's get this done. What are the next steps? This is us either individually or with a friend or with a partner, just like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this.
But be sure and stay in your heart, because I see something else going on here that I'll mention in a second. And I think that we need to remain, truthful and transparent and really show up in our honesty more than ever to avoid the potential illusions of, say, a Neptune moon opposition, which is right here.
Happening today. Yes, and Vesta moves slower, so yeah, this is a lot of choices that are happening, and a lot of people that deep inside, more and more as every day goes on, we just know what we got to do. So it's that breaking free from the old mentality and the questions that come with that, and the insecurities that may pop up, and is this really the right thing to do? Is this really the right moment to do this? So that's where Neptune can come in with that opposition of indecision and uncertainty a little bit. So yeah,
particularly with the emotions of the moon, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
that's today, The moon moves pretty fast,
okay.
So it's different dynamics here playing out all together. But yeah.
Maybe save that romantic phone call for tomorrow.
The romantic phone call, huh? What's Venus up to here? Venus is Venus is conjunct the South Node, where she has been for a few days already. Venus conjunct the South Node is opening up a portal of connections to come in that have to do with past life connections. And these could be either people or situations that are somewhat familiar to you, whether in this lifetime or in other lifetimes. They are familiar, and they are resurfacing.
Some of that, maybe, yeah.
They're resurfacing, and perfect timing, because we're getting ready for some new energy here this year. So anyway, we wanted to talk mainly about Pluto and Mercury. So
but there's so many things going on in there on a daily. Too bad we can't do this daily. This is exciting.
Well, we could talk about Mars and Taurus next time.
Okay.
You see how Mars is at 29 Aries right now? So in 2 days it enters Taurus.
Okay. Yeah.
So we can talk about that.
We hope to find time to do more of these. I know you're extremely busy, as I am, but we wish to bring a newness That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, and also make it spontaneous. Include you in our experiences in our day to day, and not have it to be so formal every time, because it also helps us be more flexible with, here, we're having some coffee. Let's just talk about Mercury.
So speaking of which, we're at Chocolate Tree in Sedona.
In Sedona.
Beautiful background garden, outdoor environment. You have to check it out when you come here. You know, this is the golden portal of the capital light city for the new earth. If you haven't heard about it, it's all happening here.
Chocolate Tree?
Sedona.
Oh, okay.
This is one of the cosmic portals, though. This place, there's all kinds of synchronicity that is always happening here.
In Chocolate Tree, right?
Yeah.
And I love that they don't have any Wi-Fi here.
Yeah,
I kind of like that.
This is good.
You know, it's like this little haven. You kind of forget what's happening in the world when you enter this little space, and it's an experience. So we will bring you here another time to share this experience
Or
with
some
us.
other cool spots.
Or some other cool spots. Thank you.
Yeah.
We'll be back soon.
Enjoy. Many blessings.